let's talk about something that holds our entire world together. Literally, we're diving into the hidden science of the weld. It's in our skyscrapers, our ships, our cars, you name it. And getting it right isn't just an art form, it's a deep, fascinating, and absolutely critical science. I mean, really think about that for a second. We trust these enormous structures with our lives. So what is it? What's the one thing that's holding all that metal together against the most incredible forces you can imagine?
You got it. It's the weld. These little seams, these thin lines where two pieces of metal become one, they are the critical link. And the science that makes sure they never fail, well, that's exactly what we're going to get into today.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at why getting a perfect weld is so tough. Then, we'll put a weld through its physical exam. After that, we'll decode its internal DNA, you could say. We'll also uncover the invisible stresses lurking inside, and finally, we'll peek into the future of how we make these connections flawless from the get-go.
See, here's the thing about welding. Every single join is a potential point of failure. I mean, you're literally melting metal and letting it reform. That process can create weaknesses. So the big challenge is, how do you prove, with absolute scientific certainty, that this new join is just as strong, or maybe even stronger than the metal it started as? And that's where this whole idea of weld quality evaluation comes in. Now, this isn't just one simple test. Nope. It's a whole battery of analyses, a really rigorous investigation to guarantee that a weld can actually handle the stress of the real world. Okay, so let's get into it. How do we actually evaluate a weld? Well, our first stop is kind of like a physical exam for metal. We're going to pull it, we're going to hit it, and we're going to press on it, all to see just how tough it really is. These are the big three, the fundamentals. First up is the tensile test, where you literally pull the welded metal apart to measure its raw, brute strength. Then there's the impact test. This one's all about toughness. You strike it hard to see if it'll crack under sudden force. And finally, you've got the hardness test, where you press a tiny hard point into the surface to check for any soft or weak spots right across the weld. And the results you get from these tests, they can be absolutely mind-blowing. Take this, for example. Research from Minhas and his team shows that by taking an aluminum weld and treating it at super cold, cryogenic temperatures, they could boost its strength by an incredible 54%. That's how we find out for sure that new techniques are really working. And this just goes to show how much the little things matter. Here we're looking at TIG welding, and data from Fawad et al. Shows that something as simple as which filler rod you use, that's the little metal stick you melt to join the pieces, can make a huge difference in how hard and tough the final weld is. Every single choice is critical. Okay, so that physical exam tells us what a weld can handle. But that's only half the story, right? To really understand what's going on, we have to go deeper. We need to find out why it's strong or weak. We need to decode its internal structure. And that brings us to this incredible concept called the microstructure. Honestly, the best way to think of it is like the weld's unique fingerprint, or even its DNA. It's the super small scale arrangement of tiny crystals, or grains, inside the metal. And just like DNA, this internal code basically determines everything about the material, its strength, its toughness, the whole shebang. Now, you can't see this stuff with the naked eye. To peer into this microscopic world, engineers use some seriously powerful tools. We're talking about things like scanning and transmission electron microscopes, machines that let them see deep inside the metal and reveal the secrets of its strength with amazing precision. And you know what they find where they look that close? One thing, more than almost anything else, becomes crystal clear. When it comes to welds, grain size matters a lot. This chart is a perfect illustration. So there's this technique called friction stir welding, where instead of melting, you use intense friction and pressure. What's amazing is that this process actually forces the metal's internal grains to reform into a smaller, tighter, more refined structure. You can see it right here in the data from Kim et al. That nearly 23% reduction in grain size, that directly translates to a stronger weld. The process itself is literally upgrading the metal's internal DNA. But here's the kicker. A weld can pass all the physical tests, have a beautiful microstructure, and still be hiding a secret, a hidden danger, a ticking time bomb that can bring a structure down long after it's been built. That enemy is called residual stress. The easiest way to picture it is to imagine a tightly coiled spring that's been locked deep inside the metal. That intense heat from welding, followed by rapid cooling,
essentially traps all this energy inside. It's a constant force, pushing and pulling from within, even when the structure is just sitting there doing nothing.
So what can you do about it? Well, the welding method you choose makes a huge difference. As this chart from Lion's team shows, a more traditional welding process can create a lot of that hidden stress. But if you switch to a more advanced method, like laser welding, which uses a much more focused and controlled beam of heat, you can slash that dangerous internal stress by about 50%.
And you absolutely want to reduce it because, as the research makes very clear, this hidden stress isn't harmless. It's directly linked to really catastrophic failures like cracking and fatigue, the kinds of slow burn problems that can cause a disaster years down the road.
But this is where the science gets really, really cool. We're not just accepting this problem, we're actively fighting back. One incredible study from Guter et al. Found that by applying electric pulses while a part is being made, you can actually relax the metal's internal structure and reduce those dangerous residual stresses by almost 30%. How amazing is that? So you take all of this, the physical tests, the deep dives into microstructure, the battle against hidden stresses, and you ask, what's the end game? Where's all this taking us? Well, it's leading to a brand new era of quality control, a future where we don't just find flaws after the fact, but we stop them from ever happening in the first place. This is the cutting edge, right here. We're talking about using AI to instantly analyze test data. We're embedding tiny fiber optic sensors right into materials to watch a weld form in real time. And we're using powerful computer simulations to predict and solve problems before a welder even strikes an arc. It's a whole new toolkit. And you can see what's happening, right? It's a massive shift in thinking. For over a century, weld quality was all about finding the mistakes. Now the goal is to use science and intelligent systems to prevent the mistakes entirely. Which leaves us with one final thought. The bridges we drive over, the planes we fly in, the buildings where we live and work, they're all held together by these tiny seams of metal. The science we've talked about today isn't really just about heat and steel. It's about how we engineer perfect, unshakable trust into the very fabric of our modern world.